What's going on, Aquarius? It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot. What's up? Welcome to the channel. So guys, it's time for your July 2020 bonus tarot card reading. And I found this, I think it's a really cool spread, and I think it's going to help people sort of defeat their inner darkness. So the spread is called Inner Demons. So it looks at, you know, your shadow self and how you can kind of get along better with, you know, your dark side, and everybody has one, so there's no sense in denying it. So we'll just bring this to the surface and have a good look at what's going on for you. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you being on the channel, and thanks so much for all your subscribes, everybody. So the first card I'm going to pull here, and I am using the Witch's Tarot because it just seemed appropriate, is your darkest aspect. And once again, everybody has a dark side. Within every piece of light there is dark, and within every piece of dark there is light. So that's where the yin and yang come from. So anyway, your darkest aspect for you, Aquarius. Let's have a card here. So we've got the Page of Cups here, and this card just reminds me of, oh, what is that movie? It kind of reminds me of that movie, The Shining, a little bit. You know, with the kids in the hallway. If you haven't seen that movie, it's kind of cheesy but terrifying. So something could have happened in your childhood that you feel like you need to sort of protect that. There's a wall that goes up. You could have some sort of, I'm getting the words like psychic vampire. You could have a psychic energy attached to you. And this could bring out your dark side quite easily. So there is something trying to reach you from your childhood so that you could resolve this. And this is kind of bizarre because I just did your inner child reading last month, but you know, guys, I follow Steve Noble on YouTube, and he does all these really amazing transmissions and meditations, and he does this one that's the Arcturian healing chamber, and it's to release any like energy vampires and stuff like that. So I really just wanted to pause and recommend that to you guys. Because I'm seeing there is something that probably happened. I'm getting an age range for you guys between 6 and 8 years old, where you might not even remember something happening. It could have been like an accident or something like that. You could have saw a really scary movie. You could have seen The Shining. I think something scary happened to you guys, and it makes you protect yourself. It makes you really protect yourself when you start to feel like that's happening again. You just shudder up. Like, hold on, I have some weird noise going on here. Okay, I fixed that. So that's what I'm seeing here for you guys is really deep sort of fear-based trigger. Probably started in your childhood, and you're protecting that, and you protect yourself from people that remind you of that. Okay, so let's see what area of your life is affected by this aspect. You've got the Six of Pentacles here, so it can keep you really closed off. Like I was getting the vibe from this Page of Cups. It can really keep you closed off and keep from giving to other people. But the biggest thing that can happen here, you guys, is that it can keep you from receiving from other people, because not everybody has an ill intention. You know, but those constant reminders of what happened that made you close off to the world. And I'm getting this like really strong presence of that child within you that had that intense scare, or, you know, something happened. You could have read a scary book or something, witnessed something. Your parents could have gone through a divorce, you know, something like that. I'm just getting a list of tragedies, but let's just move on, because like, that could be endless. But, you know, the Six of Pentacles, it relates to giving and taking, and, you know, there's a universal give and take of abundance, and that could be really shut down for you, where you're not able to let people in. And conversely, be yourself around people. It could also stop you from having the family life that you want to have. Like if you're childless, it could really stop you from wanting to start a family, because it was devastating. So what is your inner demon, you guys? And this is where the Devil card comes out in tarot card readings. Everybody might think that the Devil card is some entity outside of themselves, but it's not. You know, this deck actually has the Shadow Self card, and the Shadow Self is the Devil. So this is your inner demon, you know, and this could probably torture you in ways that you're not even aware of. You know, those subconscious thoughts and programs that make people behave the way that they do. You know, that's the Shadow Self. So we've got the Four of Cups here. It just really wants you to step away from other people and retreat away and miss out on opportunities. It's like this inner darkness is punishing you for something that happened years and years and years ago for some of you, that you are not responsible for, but somehow you feel like you were to blame for it. So you're not able to let go, and you're not able to like really seize the day, especially when it comes to, again, relationships. This is really affecting your relationships, Aquarius. You know, you could be too sarcastic with people. You could shut people down right away. You know, just keep people at an arm's length, and that's close enough, you know. And when things get a little bit too intense, when you start to really care about people, just keep in mind, this is a general reading, you guys. You know, you could really start to aggressively backpedal, you know, and this could all come from this childhood pain. With the Page, you might not even be aware of it. You could have developed all these release valves and now they're there, and it's just so normal for you, and you might feel incredibly alone in your life and wonder why you can't get close to people and why you don't trust people. So the next card I'm going to pull here, you guys, it's going to ask, how do you understand the shadow side, the shadow self, the demon, in order to accept and to heal? Because this is very important that there is a healing done. Three of Cups, you guys. So this is really connecting with people that might have been through the same thing as you. If you have some sort of inkling that you went through something, or there is a story in your family that is sort of hushed, you know, if there's somebody that passed away at a certain age, like when you were young and very, very impressionable, like, it's important to talk to people that have been through the same experience. And it might not be members of your family, you know, but you might want to reach out to a support group so you can talk this stuff out and start to really understand what makes you tick. There are people out there that can help you, and in turn you can start to help yourself and understand that these patterns that were built from an early age in reaction to like a traumatic event. Something happened, you guys, and whether it was a book or a movie. Hold on for a second, I dropped a card. Like, your brain doesn't know, especially at that age, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. This is why people get scared in the movie theater, right? Why their heart starts racing, because your brain, it's like happening right there. So if you were exposed to some sort of media, I used to read really scary books when I was a kid. I read Stephen King like you wouldn't believe, you know, and watch scary movies and wonder why I never slept. So there's something going on there, and it may or may not have happened in reality. So maybe ask some questions about what you were reading. Maybe you were playing even a video game, you guys, that was really scary. So how do you overcome this demon and darkness? So I pulled the 7 of Swords here. And this is basically just easing on back down the road and understanding that there was something that happened in your past, and, you know, whatever happened, like, you were too young to be in control of anything. It definitely was not your fault. You basically just have to keep on going, you know, and you might have to leave a little piece of you behind. If you look really closely here, there's 2 swords in the background, and this traveler, he's like picked everything else up that he's got, and he's just leaving that, you know. There's a detachment there, and you're probably going to have to really detach from that area, especially if you don't know what happened. You know, I really see like where people are going to come in and be able to talk you through this so that you can start opening up again. There's a part of you that's so shut down, Aquarius. You know, and healing that inner child is really going to help you. And like, I'm not a therapist. Like, if you need therapy, get it. Like, if you need a support group, go get one. But try that meditation with Steve Noble, the Arcturian healing chamber, and you could just punch that into YouTube and it'll come up, and it's about 45 minutes, and it's pretty cool. So, and maybe you want to start asking questions of your family, like what kind of media you were exposed to, so that you can really talk yourself out of that and find out what happened, you know. So especially if somebody passed away in your family, because often people just, they don't give children the credit that they deserve during those times, or they're too overcome with their own grief to address the grief of a child, or like, oh, they don't know what's going on, just put them in the bedroom, you know, kind of get whisked away depending on what kind of parent you had. But definitely seeing a childhood trauma sort of bleeding into your adulthood and triggering you to shut down, and not quite having the open and beautiful relationships that you really crave and deserve. So guys, I hope this was a helpful reading for you. I know it was a bit of a deep one, but everybody you have to get along with your shadow self, right? So that you guys can really bloom. So anyway, love you guys. Take care. Bye.